What's going on, everybody? Simple back at it like I'm checking my height. Today we're checking out 10 things that you did not know about Belgium. This should be pretty interesting. If you guys enjoy this content, make sure you head on over to their channel. Show them some support over there as well. If you want to get your requests up here also, make sure you check out the Google form down in the description below. Definitely make sure you head out that creator consortium. Alright, here we go.
Most people outside of Europe don't really know much about Belgium, and even other Europeans tend not to know too much about it. From being the seat of the EU to waffles.
Waffles. Yes. Whenever I know for a fact, the first thing that comes across most Americans' heads when we think of Belgium is waffles. Let's go.
To its many political divisions, Belgium is a small land with an abundance of history, which
Does this man have a southern accent?
To its many political divisions, Belgium is a small land with an abundance of history, which is why it is now time to give you the 10 things you didn't know about Belgium. In 1912, the Walloon politician Jules d'Estrées wrote in a letter to the king, "Il n'y a pas de Belges," or "There are no Belgians," and his statement was as true then as it is now. The Belgians
What do you mean that statement's true? There are Belgians. I'm confused now.
state was officially created in 1831 by the powers that were at the time, despite great differences in the populations, most of which followed along linguistic lines. Most Belgians are Flemish speakers, followed by Walloons, and finally a small German-speaking minority in the east of the country. And as can be expected for a country with multiple languages, there are sometimes problems that go beyond mere communication. The Flemish generally do not get along with the Walloons who speak French, and vice versa.
So wait, you have parts of Belgium that don't get along with each other? I mean, it's, yeah, I could see how it makes sense, I guess. It is very strange, though, I will say.
And there is little reason for common cause. Add to the fact that Brussels is the seat of the EU, and it becomes clear that no such thing as a distinct Belgian identity exists. This will likely remain so for many years to come, and thus Belgium shall also remain a divided country. While Italy is most renowned for its historical place in the
So wait, Belgium's still a divided country? Is that what I'm picking up from this? This is 10 things you didn't know about Belgium, right? Belgium's still a divided country. Somebody let me know. Belgians, Dutchies, whatever you guys are, let me know where you come from, what it's like. If you're from Belgium, I definitely want to hear from you, for sure. Dutchies, let me know what your take on this is as well. All right, let's go.
development that would later be called the Renaissance, there was a later, but just as vibrant Northern Renaissance that also produced great art. During the 15th and 16th century, there was no clear distinction between the Netherlands and Belgium, and two painters born at this time were Pieter Bruegel and Hieronymous Bosch that really stand out. Hieronymous Bosch painted in a style that first
This guy's talking about art. I'm like, yeah, there was a war, right?
time was hardly known, creating fantastical works of art that displayed diabolical creatures, bizarre structures, and strange occurrences. His painting, The Garden of Earthly Delights, is one of the most famous paintings in the world, and depicts alternatively scenes of both hell and heaven. Some even have speculated that his art style ultimately inspired modern dark.
Yo, James and the Giant Peach. He's right there. This dude invented James and the Giant Peach? Fucking kidding me.
Fantasy art. Peter van Bruegel also worked with such elements, such as in his famous painting The Triumph of Death, but also portrayed everyday peasant life with equal rigor. The Flemish Renaissance was a unique phenomenon that deserves more attention and interest. They say that all that is certain in life is death and taxes, and in Belgium that might be truer than in other places. Belgium actually has one of the highest tax rates in Europe, with high earners forking over 57.8% of their income to the government. One of the reasons for this is the heavily socialized system of Medicare and other public services that depend on high tax revenue to function at their maximum.
So now I'm really confused. Somebody needs to explain this whole socialism thing with healthcare and stuff like that, because if you're spending so much in healthcare, how is the government even staying afloat then? Like, that doesn't make sense. Obviously because the people are getting taxed, but at some point there's going to be a push or pull, right? There's the fuse gets lit. So it's like,
if Belgium's taxes ever were lower, the country's infrastructure could crumble. Many countries have cities that are distinct from what you will typically find, but in Belgium, this is truer than elsewhere. Two locations in particular really shine here, and those are Antwerp and
It is absolutely gorgeous with the blue sky under that yellowish light, like yellowy orange light. All the brickwork and stuff. That honestly looks like it could be a painting. If there's a painting out there, let me know. I want to see it for sure.
Bruges.
That is
Antwerp
so
has been one of the
cool.
most important cities in Europe in terms of economics and trade for centuries, and its port remains the second most active one in Europe, even today, after Rotterdam. Historically, it has been well known for its diamond cutting and polishing business, and even
Diamond cutting? How you... Really? I didn't actually know that.
today, approximately 84% of the world's rough diamonds pass through the so-called diamond district. Bruges exists on the opposite end of the spectrum and is well known for its unique medieval architecture that remains intact even today. Just browsing the city's streets and walking around makes you
Look at
think
that architecture.
you currently find yourself in a medieval
incredible.
fantasy world of unparalleled beauty. Every year, untold numbers of tourists visit Bruges just to glimpse the medieval glory of the past that has been lost in so many other cities. As mentioned prior, Belgium is a divided land, and one of the long-standing issues it faces is that of Flemish nationalism. Flemish itself is essentially a variety of Dutch, but is often regarded as a different language for political reasons.
So, after the Dutch tried to take Belgium, see, I know about that for some reason. Now they've just kind of like moved in and just continue hating the Belgians. What's going on with that? Dutchies, let me know. I need to know. What's going on with this? What's the feud all about?
Many Flemish people feel no connection to the other groups within Belgium, and some have petitioned for a separate country of their own. One of the most important political parties in this regard is the Vlaams Belang, or Flemish Interest Party, which is headed by Tom van Grieken and is considered to be part of the right-wing populist movement that is growing in Europe. Its stated
much
goal
politics.
is the creation of a separate Flemish nation. But not all Belgians are behind the idea, even Flemish speakers, because Belgians tend to be majority liberal. Still, Vlaams Belang claims that it is the artificial nature of Belgium that causes tensions and prevents true flourishing.
Still too much politics.
Belgium was fairly limited in colonial ambitions and in the realization of these ambitions, having only colonized parts of Central Africa, but considering what the country managed to do, it struck gold, quite literally. The Democratic Republic of Congo was, and remains, one of the most mineral-rich countries in the world, and from 1885 to 1962, it was a possession of the Belgian monarchy. The resource richness of the area allowed Belgium to prosper at a level few other European countries could at the time. Unlike many other European countries, however, such as Britain or France, Belgian colonies such as Congo were rarely, if ever, referred to as empire. Rather, they were seen merely as colonies and regions worthy of economic exploitation. Many people have heard of Belgian chocolate,
Yeah, buddy.
but few people know the extent of Belgian chocolate production. Belgium produces 220,000 tons of chocolate each and every year, and is known for some of the most delicious and unique varieties of chocolate in the world. One of the most famous kinds of Belgian chocolate is the praline, which is a soft
Now you're talking my language. Now we are talking my language here. Let's, yeah.
chocolate in the world. One of the most famous kinds of Belgian chocolate is the praline, which is a soft-center chocolate bonbon of sorts. Chocolate making in Belgium goes back more than 400 years, but much of Belgium's chocolate fame has to do with Congo being a former Belgian colony, and with it the ability to import vast amounts of cocoa to make the chocolate that everyone craves. The colonial times are over, but the chocolate reputation remains. As a testament to its chocolatey nature, the Brussels International Airport is the world's biggest chocolate selling point.
The airport is the biggest chocolate selling point. All the tourists coming in, right? Getting off the plane, like, yeah, Belgium chocolate. Getting back on the plane, like, yeah, we got to take some home. Just, yeah, Belgian chocolate the whole time. That's what I'm telling you. I'll bring the whole store with me. Don't let me go to Belgium.
It
Waffles
might
and
seem like a
chocolate,
distant
I'm telling
memory,
you.
but at one time, the land that would become Belgium was part of the Spanish Habsburg Empire. Modern Belgium was Spanish territory from 1581 to 1714, and this occupation had left a lasting mark in Belgian society at the time. Spain also controlled much of the Netherlands during this time, and it was an era of tremendous tribulation and bloodshed. Much of the infamous 30 Years' War took place within the Spanish-occupied territories. This might seem like a remarkable circumstance, but we have to remember that during the early modern era, European powers were constantly at each other's throats, and thus Spanish occupation should not surprise us. With more than 800 varieties of beer, Belgium consumes between 100 and 150 liters of beer per person each year. One thing that immediately strikes you
I don't know how that compares to America. I know we drink a lot of beer in America, though, so I'll be looking that up after.
about Belgian beer is its immense variety, and in particular, the variety of flavor. Some are dry, some are bitter, and some resemble Scotch ale more than they do beer. Many of these types are brewed by the famous Trappist breweries, which are 11 monasteries called the Trappist order that have an ancient heritage of beer brewing and continue to do so today.
Wow.
In case you didn't know,
That's pretty cool.
Belgium is a waffle land.
Go figure. The number one thing that we are talking about Belgium is the damn waffles. And this guy's southern accent is totally throwing me off so hard. I'm not even going to lie.
Continue to do so today. In case you didn't know, Belgium is a waffle land, and there are more than 12 regional varieties, including, but not limited to, the Liège waffle, Brussels waffle,
You just hold up.
varieties, including, but not limited to, the Liège waffle,
Next stroopwafel? Someone let me know.
Brussels waffle, Flemish waffle, bergische waffle, stroopwafel, and several
Wait a minute. I'm confused. That's a stroopwafel.
Brussels waffle, Flemish waffle,
You know-
bergische waffle,
I have a funny feeling. If this is wrong, somebody... Is that cheese? Is that cheese on the waffle? What is on that thing? The colors are too, saturated for me to see. Looks good as fuck, though. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm so hungry right now.
stroopwafel, and several others. The concept of the modern waffle is thought to have originated in Belgium, and waffles remain an important part of the culture.
Waffles are an extremely important part of my culture here in America. So, waffles.
With such things as waffle vans in cities such as Brussels,
I want a waffle van.
and many street vendors selling the local variety. Whatever your waffle pleasure might be, you will be sure to find it in Belgium, land of the waffle. For more top lists just like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and
Ugh. All right, let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comments below. I definitely need to go get something to eat because I am absolutely starving. The dude had to save waffles till the first one, right? It's Belgium. Waffles. Belgium. Waffles. Waffles. Belgium. I don't understand it either. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Like I said, let me know where to go from here in the Google form. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you go and hit him up as well. Show him some love over there. Check out one of the other two videos that are currently floating around. I'll catch you guys on the next one.